Seeing the site every single time makes me relax. It's also the music. Looks absolutely beautiful, didn't it? Oh, it looks like it's almost evening already. Sunset sky makes a very picturesque view, don't you think? Seem to have the mist have cleared somewhat too. I'd venture a guess that tomorrow will be clear, sunny day. What happened to me there? Anyway, finished up all the main tasks we had for today, so we should probably head back to the guild now. Should Tolval's curious have we fared out there? Sounds like a plan to me. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I would like to go to Tolval. There's a boat there as well, so we can go check that out. Let's go give it a gander.
Ah! There's a boat on the wharf!
And that's the ferry liner. It returns to the wharf every evening.
So I believe the ferry liner is connected to one of the towns across the lake. I can't see... Maybe it's that town over there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's right there above Rean's head. It looks like that may be a town. But still kind of hard to see. There's still a little bit of mist on the water. But yeah, this place looks gorgeous. And look at that castle even. This place looks absolutely gorgeous when it comes to like having no mist. And I can even appreciate it extra because this game did come out, I believe, in 2013, originally for PlayStation 3. And, you know, back in the day, not a lot of games really had incredible engines and stuff like that. And a lot of companies did have, you know, maybe they're a little bit, engines that were a little underperforming, like for this game and stuff. And even though they were limited with the engine that they had, they still made it look pretty. They still did some amazing stuff, and I don't know, I can kind of appreciate that. You know, I don't know. You know, stuck to the line, the crewman here. Hey there, Slyden is heading for the southern province of the opposite shore. Only 2 trips daily. If you plan on boarding, you better hurry. And this guy says, ready to depart. Fox geared up, so it looks like we'll have a great view on the way back. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. It'd be cool to take a ferry someday in-game. I don't know. It'd be pretty neat. Let's see what the rest of this town is up to. I haven't really taken too much time to communicate with every single, you know, civilian here and stuff, so let's go ahead and see what happens going on here. I really don't think we should try it. Dad's gonna get really mad at you again. I'm gonna do it. No one finds out. We just like we never did anything wrong. These kids are gonna be... Probably shouldn't be saying it, but this kid's gonna be a load of trouble. It's almost as if I was foreshadowing the next part. Maybe. We should probably head over to... Yeah, we should probably definitely head over here first before turning anything in. Make sure every sack was to turn in beforehand. Thank you very much for your help. A well-lit highway is always a boon to travelers. You needn't thank us. Glad to offer assistance. Glad we were able to shed a little light on things. Shed a little light on things, get it? Ah. I had no idea Emma could be so punny. People would be better off for it. That's what matters to me. Oh yeah, I should return these. Maintenance key and broken open lights. Many thanks. Well then, good effort deserves a good reward in kind. Crystal Flood. Thank you very much. You know, it's kind of... yes. This kind of... Hold on one sec, I got like a weird, like... twine or something. It's not twine, but it's like twine on my neck. I don't know. It's whatever. You know, it's kind of been bugging me the whole time, bud. Isn't it a little weird that somebody went out at the same time? Doesn't this happen a lot? Actually, no. It's rather impressive coincidence now that you mention it. Especially considering each light was replaced at a different time. Said Toll was the one who normally handles replacing them, right? I wonder if he accidentally did something to cause this then. Perhaps he wanted us to experience the realities of the bracer lifestyle. That's really stretching it. Indeed, I'm certain a man like him would never do something so pointless. Considering how cunning he already proved himself to be back in Brayhard, it's not impossible. We'll probably just overthinking things though. At least I hope we are. Probably did go and, you know, damage some of them and stuff. Okay. Now, before we continue forward, let me go ahead and make sure I do a proper exchange of everything. Exchange through this. There we go. There we go. I technically could, just to make it easier on myself, exchange... Since I already have the previous save saved with all the proper equipment and stuff, I'm gonna... And yes, it's gonna be a little bit scary at first, like, Thamriyell, what are you doing? Why are you exchanging all things? Thamriyell, please don't be exchanging all things. Why are you doing this? Thamriyell, please stop right now. Please, what are you doing? Thamriyell, don't exchange everything together. Thamriyell, wait. And I just did. But there's a reason for it. don't worry, as I said earlier, as I said before, there is a save, as there's a save right here, right over here by the train station in Guerrilla Fortress. Well, not over the station, but like inside the Guerrilla Fortress, which has everything already pre-saved. So my progress, my proper progress, has already been saved. What I'm doing right now is, since the save is going to be, you know, was mostly here just for the recording, I'm not going to go with overly too serious with it because I want to make sure that, you know, it's properly set up and everything. Wait, would you be good to... Oh no, here you go. But I'm going to stay within my limits, however. I will say that. Okay, so blue tunic definitely could be used for the ladies, and we're going to go ahead and get them that. Golden mail, no, in particular, I'm not going to worry about that. Let's go focus on just the blue tunic right now. Boots, since we have enough cash for boots, maybe somebody could use the boots. But actually, all of them could use the boots, so I could probably go ahead and give them all some hiking boots. There we go. There we go. And now keep them protected and keep them empowered in this sort of things. Now, customized weapons. I wonder if I can upgrade Shigure. Now, can I just yet? I need one more U material before I can get him a Shigure. Shigure, however, is a really powerful weapon. And I'm definitely gonna end up using it for in the near future. Let's see what I can do here. Something auto saves. As long as the save is fine, it should be okay. There we go. I'm not gonna end up making any particular changes to the saves. I just want to make sure I keep the one save. All right, I think that's everything we gotta take care of here, right? Make sure I got everything taken care of. Yep, everything been turned in. Right? Let me check on that. Questline. Yep. Elbel Habumatsu is the last thing I gotta take care of, which means I gotta go back to the Racer Guild. And going back we shall. Turn to the guild. Fantastic. Double!
We're back.
We're back with the report.
Today was so much fun!
Oh hey, welcome back. It's weird that Tolwa's not the one being voiced here at all.
Seems my timing could hardly have been better.
Huh?
Father? When did you get back? When only Klaus came to greet us, I assumed I wouldn't be seeing you while I was in Legram.
Fortunately, I was able to take some time away from my engagements to see you and your class. And while I was in town, I also had some business to attend to with the guild, which is what brings me here. It does my heart good to see you again, Laura.
Aww. They're actually really cute together. He is a very loving father, I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of the nobility, he's still technically part of the nobility, technically, I guess you could say. He is, you know, a Viscount of this place. But people that are part of the nobility in this game come off very standoffish, very cold, very unrelatable. Except him and, God, who else was there? Actually, just him. Maybe Rean's dad, his stepdad, probably would come off a little bit like that, but we haven't met him yet, so, you know, I don't really know 100% what he's like exactly. But since he did take in Rean, you know, even though people told him, no, he's probably, you know, a son of a commoner, he's just maybe, you know, he's not even part of the nobility, what are you doing? But yeah, this guy's actually pretty, cool.
It seems you've grown since I last saw you.
Father, please don't treat me like a child, but it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
So that's Radiant Blademaster. Laura's dad seems so cool. She sounds embarrassed, but I've rarely seen her so happy.
Ah, these must be your friends.
Right. These are my classmates from Class VII and my partners in this field study.
Then let me welcome you to Legram. I'm Viscount Arsaid, the ruling lord here. My daughter has told me all about you in her letters. So it's a pleasure to finally be able to put faces to the names.
He has a really booming voice as well. Almost like a lion. Afterward, Rean and the others returned to the Viscount's mansion. But before they left, they reported their successful monster exterminating excursion to Torval. Quest completed, and 600 Sabbath Mass. I'll take it. That's 6,000 Mita that we can get, right? Mita? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's meter in this game. When you play different JRPGs and RPGs and stuff, you gotta keep track of what they call money. This is delicious. Careful, William. You're going to get drip sauce all over the table. Wow, this is real Legram cuisine. I think I like everything on the table. You'd say that again. This fatty meat has me thinking past seconds and all the way to thirds. This roast wild boar. It's been a staple in many local dishes for generations. Is something troubling you, son of House Abrea? You seem to have brought your worries to the table tonight, but not your appetite. Well, it's just that I know my family has been causing a lot of trouble. Uses. Is he? Oh, that? Just a minor disagreement. You probably know it all too well. Conflicts over taxes among the nobility are sure as the rising of the sun. It's nothing to be concerned about. Thank you for your kind words. But come, tell me of your day. Here you fought Klaus this afternoon, and emerged victorious at that. We did. Although I did feel like he was holding back against us. Nonsense, my lady. You and your classmates fought with the boldness of young lions. I look forward to seeing you soar to even greater heights. Ah, marvelous. I did have my hopes that you might choose to attend the girls' school in the capital. But you seem to have made some excellent friends at Thors. So this is how things were meant to be. I feel the same. Laura? Rean, was it? Curious. Can sense fear in your swordsmanship. A certain hesitation. What? Father? The sword hermit, Yuka Fai. In addition to being your master and the founder of the 8 Leaves One Blade School, he's also a personal acquaintance of mine, in fact. I've requested a duel with him on numerous occasions. I see. If you'll forgive me for asking, who was the victor? The victor's yet to be decided. Putting our respective philosophies against one another is such an engaging experience, we always lose track of time. Do you think there's a swordsman out there capable of fighting on equal terms with you? The world truly is a vast place. I can hardly imagine what a duel like that would be like. But getting back to what I was saying, the 8 Leaves One Blade School draws its influence from the elements of several other Eastern schools of swordsmanship. As Tao's philosophy has such depth, it's so difficult to see why one would master it as known as Divine Blade. There's something about you, Rean. Something that terrifies you so much that its mere shadows pin you in place. He's talking about the... something. He's probably talking about the weird Super Saiyan thing that he goes into. I know it's not Super Saiyan, but it's like a weird primal kind of animosity thing. I don't know. I still want to know a little bit more about how it was formed and stuff. I'm most certainly referring to... I've occasionally gotten that impression myself. This is the burden Rean carries. Indeed, seems like whatever happened to the old schoolhouse last month was something to do with it too. Yeah, I'm at a loss. No one would imagine you'd be able to tell so much about me so easily. Thanks to that, I made up my mind. What? Oh? My lord, I ask of you, as the Radiant Blademaster, would you grant me the honor of a duel? That's gonna be dangerous for him. Regarding the backstory and stuff, I'm still interested, mostly because we've been seeing screenshots of like him trying to protect his sister. But is that all was happening? Just them being attacked by like wild animals?
Wow, this is mega cool! He's really gonna duel the Radiant Blademaster! But is he really strong enough to beat him?
He doesn't stand a chance. Receiving instruction from him would be one thing, but to duel a master like Viscount Arsaid...
Looks like the odds aren't in his favor then.
Rean, please reconsider. You too, Father. Stop this nonsense.
Please, Laura, stay out of this.
This duel is between Rean and myself. Stand aside. Are you certain this is what you want?
I am. It's an honor to have the opportunity to test my mettle against the renowned Radiant Blademaster. Thank you for accepting.
I admire your spirit. Now, show me what a swordsman of the 8 Leaves is capable of.
What the?
Whoa! Amazing!
He can wield such a massive blade so deftly with just one hand?
Unbelievable.
That's Galan Charles, a great sword that's been passed down in the Arsaid family for generations. It was once wielded by the ancestor of our house, the second in command of the Eisenritter.
I can sense incredible power within him. He may be even stronger than my master, which means that against him... Rean Schwarzer of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade School, beginner rank. I stand ready.
Victor S. Arsaid, master and successor of the Arsaid School. Ready. Begin! Now, show me what you're capable of.
Here we go!
Yeah, one of the first beginning here, even if you inspect him, because he is the guy's level 80, has no particular resistances. This is already going to be a losing battle for Rean from the start, so... Look at that, resist 0. He resisted all that damage. And that's already a cleaver.
Won't give up.
He's literally doing everything with just one hand right now.
I'm sorry, everyone.
With just one hand. He's able to swing that thing around, this giant sword in his hand.
Ouch!
This is why I tried to stop them.
I could barely even see what happened.
It's not like Rean is weak.
It's more that his opponent's strength is so far beyond his.
What are you doing? This duel is not yet over. To your feet, at once.
Father?
I know you're capable of more than this. But if you're still too afraid to assert your true strength, then I have no choice but to force your hand. Now, show me.
He disappeared?
No. Too slow.
Whoa!
This is...
Is this what Rean is afraid of?
Excellent. This is as it must be. This is the power that slumbers deep within you. As long as you continue to cower in the face of it, you'll remain forever at a standstill. I want to see your true potential.
Now.
I do want to test something out. It's going to be kind of silly, but nah, this guy has a high mobility anyway, so there's no point in even running away from it to prolong the battle. Let's just go ahead and fight it out here as much as we can.
Now.
There you go. It's now we're finally able to make some impact on him. Although this is going to be primarily a losing battle for Rean, so, you know.
You will not escape.
And here's a stun lock.
Now.
Oh, no stun lock this time, huh?
You will not escape.
Typical Radiant Spin can't do a stun lock on you. Rean was still not strong enough to defeat him.
Rean!
Rean! Wow! That duel was crazy!
Yeah. Though it all makes sense now. Why Rean asked the Viscount for a duel in the first place.
You fool. Were you shouldering such a burden alone all this time?
Are you alright, Rean?
Father, there was no need to go that far.
I'm fine. He held back. I admit defeat. I'm honored to have seen the Radiant Blademaster's signature technique.
I think you're finally starting to understand. What we call power is simply a measure of one's raw strength. Without knowing how to properly apply it, it has no real meaning. However, when you deny the power you already possess, you're only shortchanging yourself.
You're right. I feel like I finally get what my master was trying to teach me about the laws of nature. But I'm afraid understanding that is only going to make me even more uncertain.
Rean.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. Stand up, dust yourself off, and step forward. Grapple with that fear each day if that's what it takes. Uncertainty weighs on the hearts of all people, but it's far preferable to standing still.
And finally, Rean may or may not start accepting that other inner power that he has. Hopefully, instead of being afraid of it. So from that, we could just learn that Rean was holding back the whole time. He was holding back some of the power that he has. Mostly because he was afraid of it. And where the lady's at? Pretty sure Laura is like in her room here or something, right?
The mist seems to have cleared. So, that's the Saint's castle. You can't come out right now. Someone might notice you.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
And the cat actually talks. That is the voice of the cat. Remember the cat that entered onto the train long ago?
The Radiant Blademaster may be scarily perceptive, but I doubt he'll notice my little moonlit stroll.
Honestly.
Well, what do you think? I'm not sure how much we can count on the boy. It seems he's finally found what he needs to move past what's been holding him back. But I'm still not certain he's going to make it in time.
That's not for us to decide. Our role is to watch over and guide him, nothing more. I don't want you to do anything like that ever again.
Fine, fine. Setting that aside for now. I'm sure you've already sensed it, but there's definitely something inside that castle. That place is out of our jurisdiction, but I have a bad feeling about this one.
Me too. I suppose all we can do is point Laura toward it and hope she notices too.
You can probably guess from that foreshadowing where we're going at the end of the chapter. Ooh, Arcade School Training Bout 4 AP, Able Highway Monster 4 AP, Many Hands Make Light Work 4 AP. Not bad. We actually climbing up in ranks nicely. I don't see ourselves getting up to like rank past A4 or A3. Like we can't be going to like A0. Hell no. I can't see ourselves going to that point. Maybe in like New Game Plus, maybe. But
Keep up the good work.
thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. Wow! Wow, what a view! Looking, the lake is like gazing into a vast mirror. I suppose that wharf you can see in the distance must be over the Sutherland province. You can see the Saint's castle way more clearly today too. So this is what Legram looks like on a clear day. Almost seems like we're in a different town. Well, both faces of the town have a place in my heart. Hey, I'm sorry for all the fuss I caused yesterday. Rean, you really did. However, you did what you did out of necessity, correct? Yeah. Before yesterday, I've never been able to recognize the truth behind my master's teachings. Crossing over with your father, it was like I finally realized what he wanted me to understand all these years. I see. In that case, I won't criticize what you did. I can understand the feeling struggling over even the face of adversity. It seems the wind have granted you the blessing. Still, Rean, I think it was an explanation. What was that power he displayed during the duel? Never seen like it. It was so cool, like it suddenly turned to a whole different person. Almost like some kind of power that was locked inside of you came roaring out in a big flash. Yeah, I guess that's what it must seem like. Some beast-like instinct sleeping inside me. When I completely lose control of myself, it just swallows me up, transforms me somehow. I've known about it ever since I was a kid, and all my life, I've lived in fear of it, of that other self. It seems a strange burden to bear. Something beast-like. I don't know, it seemed pretty cool. Besides, if it makes you even stronger, why not just be like that all the time? I wish it was that simple. Years ago, I first asked my master to teach me the way of the sword in order to suppress the power. I thought if I could master the art of fighting, master my fear and quell those instincts. But that did nothing to solve the underlying problem, and eventually I ended up having my training discontinued. Pretty pathetic, huh? Oh, Rean. You said yesterday duel helped you realize something, right? Right. I can deny it up and down, but doing that doesn't change the fact that it's in there somewhere. Unless I can accept that, I'll be able to reconcile myself with the past, really think about my future. I mean, that sounds so simple saying it now, but it took long for me to realize it. Oh, I see. And trouble seems to seek you out, doesn't it? So you tend to accept your lot and move forward, even though the way is anything but certain. It's actually rather inspiring. Hope you'll tell Group B what you share with us. I think I'll really be glad to hear from you. Yeah, I think I will. I feel like everyone's been worried about what happened at the old schoolhouse last month. They kind of been, but hey, they won't be friends, you know, if they weren't worried. That's what makes this group work, that they're able to rely and share the burdens together. Hey, I heard the big news. Seriously, duel the Radiant Blademaster? Well, he was kind enough to give me a chance to test my skill against him. The gap between him and me is so wide that it's calling it a duel as being generous. Nah, don't sell so short. Take some real guts to even think of trying to duel the Viscount. I know you battled Sarah and her strength is pretty intense, but he's on a whole different level. I'd say you didn't achieve the beginner rank of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade school for nothing. He's surprisingly well informed. That's bracing for you. Well, the guild has pretty close ties with the 8 Leaves 1 Blade school after all. Anyway, let me get you this task for today. I would think they would, wouldn't they? They'll want to be able to get, people that aren't really victors, but I guess people that are on a competent level to the Bracers Guild back in the day? Probably. I wonder if there were particular individuals from the previous games that came from the 8 Thieves 1 Blade School that are pretty prominent. Probably some of them, but I'll have to play those games if I want to find out. Able Highway Monster 2, we gotta deal with a monster. It's gonna be quite an interesting one. An Offering to the Departed, that should be pretty easy, pretty interesting. Offering to the Departed, we have to go talk to the sister over in the church because they're doing the offering the offerings to the Lance Maiden, and the monster, just another monster to deal with. I was thinking there would be more, I guess. I am rather curious about this monster extermination request. Didn't want to overload you since I was planning to give you an extra task this afternoon. It's not like there'll be a full day in Legram, so I want to get the most out of you while I got you here. Anyway, get out of here and do what you can do. Got it. No sense of waiting to get started then. Well, at least it shouldn't take too long. Okay, let's roll out then. Sounds good. We can easily do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over the quest. I think I might have glanced them a little bit earlier, sorry. Able Highway Monster from Tovel. Highway, but we don't know what kind of monster it is. So there's a mystery about it. Don't let me down, Class 7, get this taken care of ASAP. Sounds good. An offering to the departed. I like to practice making an offering to Saint Sandlot from Sister Theramis. Would you be willing to help me gather materials necessary to do so? If so, come see me at Legram Chapel, Sister Theramis. I feel like this one is going to be extremely easy. I believe, I do declare that we already have the ingredients necessary for this particular quest. Let me go and check on that real quick. Item, ingredients, hardy powder, and clear gelatin. Yeah, we have plenty of this stuff completely. So we should be A-okay and set on this sort of thing. Let's go ahead and head up here. And we'll probably talk to the sister first before we do anything else. This quest in particular can be done instantly, since we already have all the materials that we grinded out from killing the enemies and stuff. So it should be all good to go for this one.